Sup guys, this is your boy Arthur, and it's been a while since I talked to you guys like that. So I believe as of now, everyone should be very excited watching the TIC qualifiers. And I just want to talk a little bit about my prediction for China because I see that so far in CTI qualifiers, all the draft, the play styles, I think is something that we will see in the China TI qualifiers as well for the Chinese region because we've been seeing a lot of team fight, we've been seeing a lot of late game, and these are all the forte of the Chinese teams. They all of them they like team fights, they like late games. So I feel like very big chance there's not gonna be a new patch dropping in between the Southeast Asia qualifier and Chinese qualifier. So very likely we are gonna see the same meta. I would say 99.9% we are going to see the same meta in China region, and it's going to be even stronger than the Southeast Asia's because the amount of team fight and late game we are watching right now, I'm sure this Chinese team they will double down on it. They'll even show more team fight and more late game because this is simply what the play style that they are most favorite of. So with this video, I want to talk to you guys about my prediction and why do I think this one team is gonna make it instead of the other two. So if you look at the bracket right now, we have got 8 teams here. Oh no, it's actually 10 teams. We have got 10 teams here, and obviously I think it's very common and obvious that Elephant, Ehome, and RNG are the top 3 favorites of going to TI, and there's only one slot. So my biggest prediction of the top 3 are gonna be Elephant, Ehome, and RNG. But I personally do favor Ehome over Elephant. I would actually even favor RNG over Elephant, and this is I'm gonna tell you why. So we want to look at some of the successful teams in Southeast Asia right now. I put out TNC and Fnatic drafts. They are both playing at the winner bracket final right now as of I speak. And just take a quick glimpse at the draft that TNC have been playing. The successful game they are running, there's a lot of team fight. We see DP Spectre, we see DP Terrorblade, all of these very team fight oriented, very late game oriented drafts have been finding a lot of success, especially the draft with the Phoenix. A lot of the Phoenix, a lot of teams have been prioritizing Phoenix as the first phase pick because this hero simply just gives you a late game and team fight. Is actually the best hero of 2 elements that you can find. So if you talk about China, if you think about China, the first thing that comes to mind is always the Mars Phoenix. Their Mars Phoenix has been so potent, and you could just tell the Chinese team they will be playing the same stuff, except that they will just double down with even more team fight. Aside from TNC, we see Fnatic drops as well. One thing that comes with team fight and late game is tower pushing. Fnatic has been finding a very good balance between team fight and tower push. And the biggest difference of Fnatic here compared to the other teams in Southeast Asia that has been quite successful is that Fnatic they have a slightly faster timing. Their timings are always because they have this timing because they have a save. They not only have team fight, they also have saves as well. That's why the save hero can enable the pushing hero to come out online a little bit faster and start hitting the Roche, start hitting tower a little bit faster. And this is why you see they are always pairing the Terrorblade with Tidehunter, with the Abaddon, and of course, we have been seeing some Io Gyro plus TA as well. These are very, very high tempo plus pushing power coming out from Fnatic. I would say this is a little bit like EG that we see in the any major and also Singapore major. They are always having solid lanes, and from solid lanes it transfer into tower push. So in China, we talk about how Chinese team they like late game, they like team fight, and then we are just gonna compare a little bit of the draft coming out from this big 3 of China. First of all, Ehome. The last time we see Ehome in our official is a month ago, and they are already playing the meta favorites. So we have been seeing some Doom, we have been seeing some Spectre into Mars, we have been seeing some X Phoenix. So I would say Ehome they actually have a pretty good read in the meta 1 month ago, because this is basically what the Southeast Asia TI qualifiers has been playing right now. The priorities, the hero priorities are these that were picking in 1 month ago. So I would say Ehome, after watching so many qualifiers, after having so much data from the CIS, from the SA and also Southeast Asia qualifiers, they should have a pretty good idea on what is the best style for their qualifiers. So I would say they are already running a pretty close meta to what we are seeing today. So I think this, all this time of preparation is just going to give them more time to polish on their current draft, which is a play style that is more inclined to late game and team fight. As for Elephant, if you guys are a big fan of Elephant or the XVG gaming that is coached by RTK, you should know that they are very emphasized on lane advantage. So what they want to do is that because all of their players, all three cores are super high rank in China, are super individually skilled, all they want to do is that they win their own lanes and then they transfer the lane advantage into snowballing timing. So they play a more of a mid game tempo lineup that is very reliant on how their lane outcome is. That's why we are not seeing that much team fight hero coming out of them. We are seeing more individualistic hero. For example, the Upwarden Broodmother. We are seeing some of the team fight here, TP plus Doom plus DK. Once again, these are the famous heroes that are being prioritized in Southeast Asia qualifier right now. So I do think that China, they are a little bit ahead of the meta. And like I said, all this time of preparation, we just give them time to polish their draft and turn their draft into another level. But the thing is, one thing why do I favor Ehome over Elephant is that recently I've seen a clip on YouTube. This is one of the clip that comes from Elephant Yang's, the offlaners stream. So apparently, he and Paparazzi, also known as Eurus, were arguing in the background, and they were maybe not arguing, but they are just having a little bit of friendly taunting or friendly flaming. But it can clearly tell that Paparazzi is a little bit unhappy with Yang's attitudes towards him. So a little bit things like that. Plus, in Chinese region, there's a lot of pressure for all this team, and a lot of community and fans and audiences, they are actually not liking the chances of Elephant to go through. And once Elephant starts doing badly, there is going to be a lot of flame, a lot of pressure put on top of them. So it feels like Elephant might be a team that would crumble under such high pressure, especially like what I told you at the clip. They were like, having some friendly taunting around against each other, and you can tell that Paparazzi, he's clearly not very happy with the attitude that Yang has put out to him. So I feel like, for this team, the biggest struggle would be the pressure that they are facing. And as for RNG, this team, they favor late game a lot. Their draft is always surround with some kind of wave clear, with some kind of big winning condition on God King. So we are seeing, a lot of anti-mage from them, which is a hero that no teams are actually playing anymore. We are seeing some Art Warden, Terrorblade, Magnus plus Faceless Sword. So it feels like everything is surrounding God King, and they are doing everything to make sure that God King have a good game to carry. So it's a very traditional 4 protect 1 coming out from RNG. And like I said just now, a lot of the teams that are finding success in this current TI qualifiers is the teams that are prioritizing team fight and also late game. So RNG, undeniably, they are the team that likes late game draft as a lot as well. So I feel like out of 3 teams, Elephant, it feels like their draft is a lot focused in early game, in mid in and their draft, they want to be excelling and ending the game at mid game, which is something, teams are not gonna give you that opportunity to end so early, especially we are fighting for one and only TI spot here. That's why we have been seeing a lot of Southeast Asia games. They're always going to the edge, going to 50 minutes, going to 60 minutes, because teams, they are playing so much safer than before, and they are always aiming for the 5-on-5 big team fights. I'm not saying Elephant would not adjust themselves, but I feel like Ehome and RNG, because they have been doing this all season long, they should have a better experience and more understanding on how to polish your draft, polish your playstyle, and hence I feel like they will have a better edge against Elephant. So looking back to um this bracket here, I would personally favor Ehome going through and getting the one and only spot for TI from this Chinese region, because I simply have more faith in their players, in their coach. I think their players are more harmony with each other compared to the current atmosphere that Elephant is having right now, which is super, super intense. And of course, Ehome versus RNG, they are very similar playstyle, but Ehome just have, they're collectively more experienced and better in execution against RNG. So this is why I think Ehome will be the team that is clinching the one ticket to TI 10.